If doing your own nails with non-dominant hand feels impossible, you need to try this trick. It's been a while since I had some time to do my own nails, so I have some leftovers of the old product that are almost falling off. And today I'm also going to test my new dust collector by Melody Susie. It comes with additional 30 filters. That's really nice because whenever you buy a new one, then you have to wonder, okay, where do I get filters now? Also, it's so compact, and of course I picked my favorite color, which is lilac. Let's try it in action. There are 3 different modes depending on what you're going to do, and since the first thing I need to do is to remove the old product, and I have some hard gel on my right hand, and the only way to remove it is to file it off, I will use the highest mode because we definitely need the most speed. I will be using carbide bead with blue abrasive mark and almost the top speed, 28,000 rotations per minute. And I have to say that this dust collector is rather noisy, but to be honest, I've never seen dust collectors yet that are actually powerful but not noisy yet, so I guess this is a necessity. When doing something with your non-dominant hand, it is very natural for your dominant hand to try to help it. Like when I'm filing the nails, I try to move my right hand a little bit more, and the key is to resist this temptation and still to try working with your non-dominant hand. And I have to say that product removal is actually quite possible. Of course, it takes longer than usual and I'm being way more careful, but if you use a high speed, you have a good quality drill bit and a dust collector, of course, product removal will not take as long. If the product is not lifting, also keep in mind you do not need to remove it all the way to your nail, but this time I will be doing full removal because it's been so long since I did these extensions. They're lifting in some areas. Also, I used some white color with glitter, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do this time. That's why I'm decided to remove it all the way. As we get closer to the nail, we can see some lifting near the cuticle, so we definitely need to file it off. For some reason, pinky is my least favorite nail to work on, especially with non-dominant hand. I don't know, it's just so inconvenient to hold it whenever I need to work on the side wall or move it to the side. Also, it just feels so weird and uncomfortable. Honestly, when I first saw this dust collector, I thought, wow, it's so cute, so small. It would probably be nice for anyone who's doing their own nails at home because it's so compact. But I didn't really expect that it's going to be so strong. So I have to say this is one of the best dust collectors I recently tried, because I got this question so often from you guys. Can you recommend some good but also affordable dust collector? And I could never recommend anything because good ones were always really pricey. And if you're just doing your own nails at home, it would not really make sense to spend like $500 or $800 just for a dust collector. So I have to say that this is one of the best ones for DIY for home use I recently tried, and I think I'm going to use it myself whenever I'm doing my own nails. I just filed off the product only of 2 nails, and look how much dust we have. Now imagine it will be all over your workstation. Imagine these little particles will go on all of the surfaces that you have in the room that you're working, or even worse, in our lungs. So I really hope you're using a protection mask, you're using gloves whenever you're doing your nails. Let's proceed, and looks like I have some more lifting on my index finger as well. Let's get rid of it. It feels so good and so relieving when you just have all this old product off. So when we're done with the product removal, we need to remove this metallic part and carefully collect all the dust and throw this filter away, and that's it. And then we can install a new one. So next step will be nail prep, and I'm going to start with pushing back my cuticles with orange wood stick. And I have some natural nails now. I mean, they're not super short. I think this is the length I actually want on my right hand. But of course, there's a problem. My shape is mostly like something rounded. Some of my sidewalls are definitely missing. And I really want short square or soft square nails, which means I probably have enough length for them, but some of the corners are still missing, so we still need to do some extensions. Then let's proceed to dry manicure. I will be using diamond flame-shaped bit with red abrasive mark. Normally I use the speed, which is around 18,000 rotations per minute. But since this is my non-dominant hand and she's not as good and confident when working with an e-file, so I use a slightly slower speed, which is like between 15 and 16,000 rotations per minute. And whenever I'm working on my nails, I'm not sure which position is more comfortable for me, whether to hold my nails like this or do the other side. Well, usually when I'm doing dry manicure, I hold them like this. Also, if you have deep sidewalls like me, it's a bit tricky to push back your sidewalls as you're filing, so I'm trying to use the fingers that are next to the finger that I'm working on, or also using my thumb to push back the sidewalls or this part of the cuticle. And once I'm done working with one side, I do the opposite side on reverse mode about the same speed, and then I push up the cuticles so it will be easier to trim them. Sometimes I do it with electric nail file, sometimes I use manicure scissors. And then I also need to remove the surface shine from my natural nails, make sure there are no product leftovers, so I will be using 180 grit buffer. And then it's time to decide what am I going to do with the length and the shape of my nails. Like I said, I really want this short square nails, so some of my nails are probably even too long for that, so I will slightly file and shape them, and then we will see how many of the sidewalls or corners are missing. And looks like, yeah, unfortunately they are missing for sure, because I was thinking of taking an easy route this time and doing overlay, because let's admit it, it's much easier to do it with your non-dominant hand. But looks like no, it's not going to work, and I will be doing extensions. But I will show you a really cool trick on how you can make it much easier. When filing and shaping my nails, I use 180 grit file, but since I will be reshaping them with the product later, I'm just checking that I have enough length that I want. And the color I'm going to use doesn't exist. Well, maybe it does, but not on my shelf. So we are going to create one. First, we will need some transparent builder gel, and then I'm going to add a couple drops of white and mix them. That way we will create a really beautiful transparent milky color. Then I have this cool glitter I haven't used yet, so I'm going to add it into this mixture. When you're adding glitter, make sure that it's not more than about 10 to 20%, because if you add too much, then product will have hard time fully curing. Then I applied some prep products and a thin layer of base coat and cure it in LED lamp. Since I only need to rebuild some of the missing corners and sidewalls, I decided to use a dual forms technique, but when using it, especially on my right hand, there is always a problem. Sometimes you don't press enough, and that way your extensions are too thick, or in my case, usually I press too hard and then I get extremely thin nails that are not going to be durable. So to avoid that, here's the trick that you want to try. I'm going to take a small amount of the product that we're about to use on the free edge, which is basically going to be our apex or stress area, and then I will use the dual form, slightly press it and cure. So I did not apply the entire product yet. I only built a small area of the stress area to make sure that I will not make it extremely thin. Now that we have this border and I will be sure that I'm not going to press past it. Now we can take more product and apply it into the dual form. Well, since I'm doing short nails, I don't really need that much, and then I apply it on the nail, and this way I can feel whenever it's time to stop pressing, cure, and remove the dual form. And this is how we have this perfect, flawless surface of the nail. So all we need to file is basically a little bit of the sidewalls and a little bit of the free edge. I don't know about you, but for me, filing and shaping with my non-dominant hand is a disaster. Like, it's really hard and it's so uncomfortable. That's why I try to avoid it at all costs. So I think this trick is really helpful. So we applied the hydrator, non-acid primer, thin layer of base coat, and cure it, and then I built this apex area right in the center. Since I used medium consistency gel and it's a bit runny, I had to apply more, but if you're using thicker consistency gel, you can use a smaller drop. Now we have this stress area slightly built, and then we can apply it into the dual form. Since I'm using the same color of the gel, you don't need to worry that this part will be seen. It will not be, because we are adding more of the product. Another big mistake I see very often is that we take the product and we just slap it into the dual form and expect the dual form to do everything for us, like it's some kind of magical mold. Well, it is in some ways, but it's not really going to do all the work for you. So you need to apply a little less product near the cuticle, along the sidewalls, and not too much on the free edge. In this case, not too much on the stress area too, because we already built. Remove the dual forms, and now my nails look a bit weird, but we all know that this kind of filing and shaping is not as hard or annoying compared to the one if we would need to file and shape the entire product application. So I'm going to slightly file my nails underneath, and mostly I'm filing not even the product but a little edge of my natural nails. That way I'm basically going to seal them with the product using carbide bit, and on some nails I have some excess product along the sidewalls, and I'm also going to fix it by using this carbide bit. When filing and shaping, of course, I'm using my dust collector again, and since I just took the new filter, I think you can clearly see how the dust is going right into the dust collector. Also, on some nails, unfortunately, I took too much product, but it's not a problem. I'm just going to file them shorter, because my original plan was to have short, soft, square nails, and then I will do the final retouch with 180 grit file. When doing soft square, do not rush into rounding the corners and making it soft. First, do just square and make sure that the length is matching, that the shape is on point, and I recommend you to do this rounding the corners part at the very end of the service, because if you start with it, then you may realize that, oh no, now I cannot really balance this length because this nail is too short, this one's too long, and so on. Also, when I was filing the product underneath, I make sure that the nails look really thin, because with this length I definitely don't want them to be too bulky. And finally, I slightly buff the surface of the nail with a buffer, and look how much dust we have once again, even though I didn't file that much. They look so pretty and shiny, but this is not the end yet. Let's seal them with a glossy top coat, cure for about 30 seconds. Then I'm going to apply chrome powder. It's purple pink color, and I'm using my favorite applicator to do this, and now they look like something I really wanted. I had this idea in mind to do this exact design, and I think it looks so much better, especially on short square nails. So I am going to apply it on all nails, and then to seal it and to make it last, make sure that you also buff the edges. You add some non-acid primer on the edges, seal them again with a glossy top coat, and this is the final look. I will leave the link and the discount code in the description box as usual. I hope this trick was helpful for you guys. If you're going to try it when doing your own nails, please let me know how it goes.